working with so many partners around this conversation and seeing all of the amazing work that's being done in Kansas City, having conversations about how to better collaborate and build upon the work has been very powerful.
Back in 2013, I became involved with the trauma-informed movement in Kansas City, and I just loved the idea of continuing it.
I decided to join Resilient KC as an ambassador as a result of, I think, the screening of Paper Tigers through the Chamber. It just really was inspiring to see what a small community could do. And so I was interested in what Resilient KC was going to do with that regard and what direction they were going to go.
The Chamber had the Healthy KC initiative, and we had been working on the behavioral health component. Trauma Matters KC, which was the collective movement that we were involved in, was part of the planning for Healthy KC Behavioral Health Initiative, so that's how we got together. It just seemed like the right fit.
Resilient KC has just been an amazing success for the Chamber and for Kansas City. From the Bouncing Back Dinner was amazing, and our resiliency rally, and really raising the awareness that adverse childhood experiences really can have an impact on young people in Kansas City. So the Chamber is very proud to play a role in, bringing that awareness forward and engaging the community in that kind of conversation.
We had set forth 3 main goals that we really wanted to accomplish over a 2-year period. And the first goal was to raise awareness on adverse childhood experiences, what they are, how they impact us, what we can do about it. And the second goal was to build a resilient community. What does resilience look like, and how do we make Kansas City resilient? And the third goal was to collect adverse childhood experiences from our greater Kansas City community.
What caused me to really embrace this movement was seeing my own mindset changing from asking in my brain, what is wrong with that person, to what has happened to that person? And just adopting that simple mindset made me change my entire perspective on everything I did. And then to see how other first responders were reacting to this training we were giving them on the secondary trauma, they now understand that they've got to take care of themselves if they want to serve others.
For me, trauma research shows that literally we need to use our bodies to dissolve the stress. I came out of yoga teacher training thinking that, okay, there's nobody in here that looks like me, and I can pick up this baton and take it into my community and change the face and the race and the ethnicity and the body shape and size and zip code. I was ambitious, right? To be a part of that trauma-informed movement, I'd like to really stay a part of it and see what they're doing and be a part of the actual physical effort of making a difference.
Not only do we face a lot of trauma of ourselves, but more importantly, we cause a lot of trauma. Just by the nature of our job, we are going to cause trauma. I'd say the biggest successes of the Justice Committee was we expanded on a program for training for first responders dealing with secondary trauma. It expanded well beyond the first responder world into the world of the court systems, Department of Corrections, Probation and Parole, into the Department of Health and Senior Services. So that expanding that program to where we've now hit over 2,000 participants from over 200 different agencies.
When you hear those kinds of stories, you know that we've done something substantial and that we've changed practices.
We understand to move Kansas City forward takes collaboration and partnership. And in something like looking at resiliency, we certainly knew it was fundamentally important to bring good partners to the table, whether it was the foundation community or organizations within Kansas City that are working on resiliency. To bring all of that together, it really puts all the pieces of the puzzle together, and it makes this kind of work very real. So we were proud to play a role in that, in trying to put that all together and help raise the awareness, and bringing Sesame Street into the mix as well, to really try to make it something that reached out to the community at large.
R is for resiliency, and me want to see you.
A lot of people don't really consider or think very much about the fact that children experience stress and trauma just like adults do. And so by using Sesame Street and their resources, the friendliness, the kidness, the sesamatized language to interact and to help parents and providers and educators teach their kids how to be resilient is amazing, and it's very powerful.
I think if you seek, you'll find, and there are opportunities out there to be a part of a bigger scheme of things. And Kansas City is really doing some really big and unique things, but trickling it down into the communities that need it. If people aren't seeking it out, they miss out. And I think it starts with the children.
The bottom line for this chamber is we know to be successful in business, Kansas City has to be thriving and have a lot of economic vitality. And that's the kind of thing that working on resiliency, particularly with young people, can really help to ensure that they have an opportunity to really thrive and be part of all the great things that are going on in Kansas City. And the Chamber was proud to play a role in it, and we think it's going to make a difference in Kansas City going forward.
First, I want to give kudos to Jasmine for working so hard on this project. And I would say that there's foot soldiers on the ground, and I think if we could just all team up and not let this whole thing fall off. In my heart, I just think, come on, Kansas City, let's be resilient.
How has it really impacted me? It's changed my entire life. We'll never be able to stop the trauma, ever. We're gonna face trauma on a daily basis. It's our job. Unfortunately, it's our life, and it's our world we live in nowadays. So we can't stop the trauma. The only thing we can really do to better ourselves and to help other people better themselves is to help them build up their resilience.
My hope for the future is that we continue to engage organizations, corporations, businesses in understanding the science behind what happens to people and recognizing that when people have had traumatic experiences, their brains change. What we see in the behavior is not willful, it's not malicious, and when we change our response to people, then we'll have a healing community.